Hey, we are back. It's the new year. I know it's been a little bit, but it's time to get back to the action. We got Man Longinidis versus Tsuyoshi Nakasako. Okay, we got some old school kickboxing. It's a funny thing. I was trying to figure out which fights I wanted to watch, and I seen someone comment on one of my old videos where we're watching some kickboxing, just praying hands and like a smiley face, and it just said Stan Longinidis next to it. And I'm like, no way that's actually Stan Longinidis. And then I comment, say, hey, you Stan Longinidis? And he said, yeah, I'm Stan Longinidis. With a smiley face. So we gotta watch one of his fights, eh? Good story, maybe? I don't care. We're watching his fight right now. He's a badass Australian. And he's fighting this Japanese weapon. Much taller individual. A little bit cocky, chin up. Trying to look over him as the bigger man. I think we're going to get a good fight here. It's just later in Stan's career. He's one of the best kickboxers of his time. First man to ever beat Dennis Alexio via one low kick, I believe. Blew out his knee. Oh, took that low kick there. He's a very Thai-looking style. I know he has a karate background as well. The Japanese fighter definitely carries much more of a kickboxing stance and guard. He's a little bit more relaxed. He's pretty light on his feet. Stan has this sort of high guard. He's looking very Thai style in his movement. Elbows in front. All right, very strong looking defensively. Yeah, you can tell it's later in his career just by that haircut. Maybe not a haircut, but hair loss. He looks jacked, though. He's a big guy, right? Right in the cup. The Japanese fighter looks like a great athlete, though. He moves very quickly. He has very powerful low kicks. He's being quite risk-adverse right now, as he should be earlier on in the fight. All right, both guys just doing a lot of trading of these low-risk type kicking strikes. All right. Low kicks, snappy lead roundhouse kicks. Oh, good slip on the inside of his opponent's jab there and came over top with his overhand. He got kicked in the cup for it, though. But that was a really good setup. By closing the distance in on the taller fighter while it kind of pushed him taller, right, by closing that distance, and then the overhand sneaks in over top. Snaky. Exactly what Stan wants to be doing. And it seems like the Japanese athlete wants to keep his space. Right, and do a lot of like low-risk type moves. He doesn't want to open himself up too much and get countered by Stan with all that power. Like even the jab, the way it lands, it snaps his head back. All right, nice use of feints, which is beautiful. Right, he's already established that jab as a dangerous weapon that he can be using against his opponent. Gets him thinking about it, start working in more feinting. Get him questioning when that jab's going to start coming. Oh, nice boxing on the inside. Damn, Stan is really dictating almost every aspect of this fight right now. The countering, the instigating of the combinations, the exchanges. Just looking dangerous out there. Now, if I was the Japanese fighter, or at least in the Japanese fighter's corner, let me pronounce his name again. Nakasako. Nakasako? My accent doesn't make that sound good. But if I was in Nakasako's corner, I'd be probably telling him to start mixing in more front kicks, more push kicks, keeping the space from Stan, not allowing him to close the distance as easily. And he's already established a lot of his round kicks. But he starts stabbing Stan in the gut a little bit more. It might open up more of his kicking strikes. But he's got powerful low kicks. Like, even through the check, it looks like it's causing damage. But they're all kind of naked kicks. So you're not likely to land your best strike ever if you're just throwing one at a time. And that's all he can really get off. He starts working in front kicks and then feinting that technique and then stepping into other ones, setting up his boxing. See there? There's his teep. Right, another front kick up the middle there. Lazy cross, trying to chase after Stan. Yeah, wow, powerful. Yeah. A little bit of mirroring there. It's exactly what Stan just threw at him. Right, that shuffling hook, that gazelle hook to set up a powerful sort of Dutch-style low kick. And then immediately return fire with the exact same combination. It's funny that psychologically people will do that in fighting, and it happens so much. Like, but that was just such a obvious example of it. Yeah, another powerful low kick. Stan wasn't ready for that at all. Nakasako is, I don't know, finding his range a little bit better this round. He doesn't seem to be where Stan wants to hit him. Where he was a lot more in that first round. Nice. Oh! Stan has that sort of Mike Tyson look to a lot of his boxing. The way he just cranks his entire body into it, and he throws it a little short, a little tight to his body, but just figures out that perfect sort of close mid-range to land all of his power strikes. And just a beautiful jab, too. Using some very subtle feints, just sticking it in his face. Wow. Trade uppercut for that low kick. Yeah, this is really hard for the Japanese athlete. Nakasako trying to close this distance. He's running into jabs. Alright, when he's at range. Yeah, I can imagine he's getting really frustrated, but I feel like if he started using more front kicks, more push kicks, more kicking strikes that just are happening down the middle, even side kicks if he knows them, right, stuff to keep space, it might force Stan to open himself up a little bit more to get around those. Alright, take a little bit more risk. Maybe frustrate him because he can't close that distance to land his really powerful boxing or his low kicks. But Nakasako's just being... Oh, so that was pretty smart. All right, there's a beautiful step knee to the body. So, seems like his coach has told him to up the pressure and get in Stan's face, but... Oh, fuck, that's an exchange. He's just not going to win at that range. There's no way. Every time they've closed the distance... Stan has completely dominated every one of the exchanges and landed every power strike that he's thrown, pretty much. So I don't know what the coach has said to him in the corner. Like, oh yeah, just go rush him. Get in his face. All right, don't be afraid of fighting him. Oh my god, that fucking combo. We gotta watch that one back in slow-mo. That jab, overhand, lead uppercut, and then finished off with one more cross to the body. I think that's what we saw. I don't know if putting this pressure on him is gonna, you know, save him. I think it's only gonna get worse for him the more pressure he tries to put on Stan. Yeah, a little bit of clinching, kickboxing, no clinch, no striking with any grappling. I just love Stan's jab. Oh, no. Beautiful spinning back fist. Again, another flashy technique that you shouldn't necessarily use early on in the fight. And he waited into that third round, felt like he had Nakasako cornered, and then went for that technique. All right, which is an intelligent way to use it. I like Nakasako starting to figure out a little bit of his combination work. Yeah, again, waited for him, pinned up against the fence, literally leaning up against the ropes. That's the perfect time to throw that technique. They got nowhere to move. Yep, the same gazelle hook to his Dutch style low kick. Yep, sneaky uppercut off of that lead hand feint again. You tell him. I was thinking the same thing. Time for these boys to fight. Yeah. I don't know why Stan's getting hesitant now. Just waiting for that perfect shot? Yeah. I think he's waiting for Nakasako to open up to set up all of his boxing techniques. Oh man, his nose looks smashed. Looks swollen. Bleeding. Yeah. Beautiful head movement. Look at that pivot. Let's watch that pivot one more time. Sorry. Alright. Lands that beautiful combination. Watch. Steps that foot out. Pivots off. Immediately back into his boxing. Yeah, that's good footwork. Sneaky uppercut. Cross down the middle. Alright, lots of short hooks on the inside. Yeah, Stan is just being very patient. Right, he's fighting intelligently. He's using a lot of high percentage strikes. And then once... Oh, finally! A little head kick. But he's got to set it up with his boxing. If he uses a feint, even just a jab cross, right? It's a couple straights down the middle. Oh. Beautiful slip counter. Oh. Calling in the doctor. Yeah, he's got a lot of blood coming out of his nose. No, we're watching this in 480p. The best we got. But it looks like his nose might be fucked up. Come on. Don't stop the fight for a nose break. Like, Stan was smashing him. Longinidis wasn't giving him an inch of space in this fight. Just kind of dominated every second of it. Oh, they're calling it. Yeah, his nose is hella broken. Alright, let's go back. You get Stan on the mic at all? Maybe not. That's okay. I want to get back to watch that combo up against the ring. It's a beautiful boxing combination. Wasn't here? I think this is when he was setting up the spinning back fist. Yeah, let's watch that back in slow motion. Alright, this is when stuff gets a little cool. Alrighty. Stan's giving him a little bit of pressure, walking him back, right, using that jab, that snappy, speedy jab, and he sees Nakasako leaning up against the ropes. All right, every time he throws that jab, he bounces back out, feints the hook into the spinning back fist. Doesn't land, but a smart way to use his risky techniques. And that's something I think I really enjoyed about Stan's style throughout this entire fight, is that he was using lots of, like, I guess, low percentage, high risk, high reward type techniques, but they were never at poor times, right? He was setting them up intelligently. He was using all of his high percentage, very safe strikes, like his jab. He was using a lot of feinting, right? A lot of low kicks. And then using those techniques to work into, right, some really aggressive combination work with his boxing, and then what, like we saw with those spinning back fists. And then once that Nakasako started to open up, he would hold his ground, right, use some really intelligent head movement, and just land everything that he was throwing in those exchanges. I just love the way that he was fighting on the inside. Again, little feint, jab down the middle. Really opening himself up for that one. But he's getting a little bit more range out of it by turning his shoulders all the way through, sort of leaning forward. Find it funny they allowed him to wear that knee brace, though. I feel like that should be, I don't know, not allowed in kickboxing. So why wouldn't you just always wear a knee brace if you could? Give your leg a little bit extra support. I don't know how much it would actually help you as the fight went on. There, crashing in. You notice Nakasako was a little bit flat-footed. Found that knee. I like the way Nakasako started. Oh, I think we get a great combination just about right here. Yeah, jab to the face. All right, just sticking that jab out. Using a lot of range. Like, he has a ton of space between him and Nakasako. And he's leaning over that front leg, which isn't necessarily a great way to throw your jab. There's risk to doing something like that. But at the same time, it gives you more range to, again, pull yourself out of the action. So you can make your jab a little bit longer by leaning in that way. And then once they try to throw back and counter, you can pull yourself completely out of that range. Oh, new downloads detected. Thanks, Malwarebytes. Just so you guys know I'm safe. All right. Just snapping that jab in his face. Yeah, beautiful overhand to that lead uppercut, and then one more rear uppercut. And then gets himself out. Like, he was, I think, using just enough risky techniques, you know, very open combinations where he's just swinging, right? His arms are really away from his body, but just using all the power that he has, and then immediately getting himself out of the action after he obviously dominated that exchange, right? That overhand to that lead uppercut, one more rear uppercut, and then just as he tries to press forward to try to counter, sticks a little jab in his face just to keep that space. He got what he wanted out of that exchange, and he didn't need to take any extra risk. Yeah, beautiful combination. That is cool to watch. Love that. Yeah, see if we get any other cool ones. Look like Nakasako's low kicks were starting to damage Longinidis as the rounds were going on. But that jab is really the story for the fight for me. Boom. Yeah, that uppercut, little lead hook. Sort of, looks like he almost was just tripping off of the hook. Oh no, he got kicked in the thigh in kind of an awkward angle. Sort of knocked him off his feet a bit. Yeah. But immediately regains his composure. He's probably going to lead with a feint here. Good check. Right, keeping himself safe. Little jab, keeping that space. Yeah, he dominated this fight from start to finish. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. That was fun to watch. Okay, Stan Longinidis. Definitely going to be watching more of him in the future. This old school kickboxing, this kickboxing from the 70s, 80s, 90s. Always probably my favorite out of all of the fight sports to watch. I just love it. I think it's so much fun, so exciting. I like the styles of these guys. I like seeing the contrast of their styles. But yeah, thanks for being on the channel, Stan. So we had to give you a little bit of a shout out. Anyways, we'll see you guys soon.